The AA Daily Reflections for August 8th made a list. Made a list of all persons we had harmed. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 77. When I approached the 8th step, I wondered how I could list all the things that I have done to other people, since there were so many people, and some of them weren't alive anymore. Some of the hurts I inflicted weren't bad, but they really bothered me. The main thing to see in this step was to become willing to do whatever I had to do to make these amends to the best of my ability at that particular time. Where there is a will, there's a way. So if I want to feel better, I need to unload the guilt feelings I have. A peaceful mind has no room for feelings of guilt. With the help of my higher power, if I am honest with myself, I can cleanse my mind of these things. There was a kid in elementary school named Jeremy Fixmer, and he was a bit of a nerd. He was a bit awkward. And where I grew up, tiny town, so everybody was involved in everything. And I think the elementary school that I went to in Strang, Nebraska had 4 people in my class. And Jeremy was one of them. Wasn't very good at sports. Anyway, I kind of picked on him relentlessly. And I never really bullied him physically, but definitely picked on him mentally. And I made an amends to him over Facebook years back after I got sober the first time. And he got back with me and he said, he appreciated what I had to say and everything. And that things were tough, but, things got a lot better when he went to college. And of course, people that are smart or interested in different things usually find their people in college or when they get out of elementary and high school. Of course, he was a software engineer. I'm sure he's killing it. I'm sure he's incredibly well-to-do financially. But stuff, I knew that was bad then. I knew it was the wrong thing back then. And I did it anyway. And I think I did it because it made me feel better than him. It made me feel powerful. I egged other people on. They egged me on. So I was trying to impress my friends. It's not just when I was drinking, This was part of me since the very beginning, since I was a kid. And I think a lot of the things that made me into an alcoholic all started from childhood trauma, whatever it is. And I think there's a huge value in, I've been to therapy many times, and I've tried to unravel some of that childhood stuff, but it's there. It contributed to why I'm a drunk. Is it the reason? I don't know. Do I need to solve it? I don't know. The only thing I need to know is that it exists. For whatever reason, I didn't feel good enough when I was a kid. I sought attention and love from external things, validation from external things. I've always said the why doesn't matter. The what matters. And the what is something happened, or I came out of the womb wired a different way, and my instincts were maladjusted and misaligned. And because of that, I sought validation through people, places, things, alcohol. I've sought relief through everything and anything that didn't have to do with God and spirituality. Granted, I was a kid. I didn't know that, this is the secret to life. A relationship with a higher power. So I don't care about the why. I care about the what. And the great thing about being a drunk is the what is easy. The what is step 1. The how is the rest of the steps. How to live. I'm still the same guy. I still have those instincts to seek validation from the outside world, obviously. I'm a professional YouTuber. I literally get excited when the views come in. That fills me up. Now, I know that that is my tendency, that is my proclivity to get validation, the comments, all that. But that is instinctually part of me. Now, I know that's never going away. So I try to use it for good. I try to bring joy to as many people as I can. Levity, laughter, entertainment. I try to be a good example on all of my channels about being kind to people. My stories recently that I've been telling have to do about perspective. All of it was learned in AA about what's important, what we should leave behind. The pursuit of material things, if we're being honest, is a hollow one that leads us back to where we started at the beginning about what makes something special. So I get it. And I'm a firm believer that we have stuff in us, and that stuff makes us different than others, and that stuff contributes to our disease. But they don't have to be afflictions. I'll put it to you this way. Being in an AA, doing the 12 steps, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all of it, 10 step, incredibly important 10th step, because it's reflecting on a daily basis, taking inventory on a daily basis, and understanding you. And the more that I do a 10th step, the more I understand me, and the more I understand the way I'm wired. And when I was growing up, I think maybe I've mentioned this before. When I was growing up, I was raised to, well, if you're not good at math, work on math harder. If you're not good at this, work on that harder. And I've found out through, the job that I have that I'm not good at expense reports or emails or scheduling or logistics. I'm pretty good at telling stories. I'm pretty good at being on camera. I'm pretty good about entertaining, coming up with jokes. Should I spend time trying to get to be the best at Excel or Gmail or whatever it is, right? Or should I lean into my strengths? And the strengths are the things that have come natural to me. Sometimes, though, those character defects are completely tied to our strengths, or they're strength adjacent. Sometimes those character defects actually, they dictate or influence how we act today. So a lot of these character defects in me have made me successful on YouTube. But I didn't get to that realization by just sitting there, right? I, through a lot of self-reflection and meditation, understood how I work, and then accepting how I work and how my brain works, and then trying to have perspective about, listen, now this is a conversation I have in my head. Listen, this is going to happen naturally. At the end of the day, this is where I go. This is baked into me. Now, there could be an argument about rewiring the brain. Yes, I have had that experience too with fear and going through difficult things. My point is that only through a fair bit of prayer, meditation, and 12-step work over the last 22 years, I have a better understanding of myself. And since I have a better understanding of myself and the way that I interact with the world, I can use my automation, I guess, to do good things that I didn't do before. So, it's a trip. I don't even know if this has anything to do with the reading today. Become willing to do whatever I had to do, there we go, to make these amends to the best of my ability at that particular time. Where there's a will, there's a way. I love that. Where there's a will, there's a way. Because there's two sides of that coin. A will, our self-will, and being willing. Having a will to make amends, having a will to, go deep as far as self-reflection and peeling back those layers, that onion, understanding how we tick and accepting how we tick. Doing a seven-step prayer. Right here. It's on my monitor. I pray that you remove from me every single defect of character which stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my fellows. Grant me strength as I go out from here to do your bidding. The thing about prayer is if it's done often enough, it becomes part of us. That prayer doesn't say, I appreciate you removing every defect of character. It says, I pray that you remove every defect of character. Understanding that I need to do this on a daily basis really, logically implies that those defects of character are going to stay with us. I'm now ready to have you remove all these defects of character. So if we do the 7-step prayer every day, those defects aren't going away. We're aware of them. Or at least I'm aware of them. And the irony is that some of those defects that are baked in, once you bake a cake, you're not taking it apart, right? That are baked into me can actually be used to have a positive impact on people and not a negative one. Anyway, that's probably it. I talked so long, my monitor turned off. So that's it. If you're trying to get sober, please go to a meeting and get a sponsor. If you are sober, go to a meeting and talk to your sponsor. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to.